And once again, a huge thank you to all of our financial supporters, all of our 87A survivors. You all know who you are. King of Lobar, Raymond Normoil, Melbourne's Adventures, Petty Weddy, The Greedy Peasant, DayZ Hub, Offset Syntax, and Gone Postal. Thank you all so much. Our two podcast bosses, Kenny Baker and Cinnamon, thank you so much. And a big shout out to our new live show chat, Roger Roaster. Thank you so much for joining, and we hope you enjoyed this week's show, ladies and gentlemen. All the best. And we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome to episode 159 of the DayZ Podcast. We are joined this week by Foxypote. How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
Not too bad at all. Are you doing webcam when you're streaming now?
Sometimes. Depends how I feel.
Yeah. How are you finding it so far?
Not too bad. I just feel weird sometimes. I don't know if that's I'm not used to doing it. I've gone years without doing it.
Yeah. It is a weird one to be. Yeah, when you haven't been doing it before. The chat, make sure you click on that link. I shared it in the podcast bingo channel as well. But get your bingo cards up so you can keep track of everything as we go. I think if you had late start on yours, you should be getting rid of it. Cabello, I have not mentioned that yet, so you can't click off that top right corner yet. Let me just clear your card. There we go. But yeah, mate, great to have you on again. I know you have been on episodes before in the past, but it's been a while, and you've been working behind the scenes with the 87A community quite a lot.
Yeah, I think I've only been in once before, if I remember, and that was
way back. Yeah, and you're back into doing your own content more now.
Yeah, I just struggle doing it with work and stuff like that, so it's never been number one priority, I guess.
So are you an actual trade qualified chef or just a very good cook?
No, I'm a chef, yeah.
And how long have you been doing that for?
About 13 years.
Wow. And do you have to do all the cooking at home as well?
No.
Idea, Ryan, thank you so much for the $2 donation there, mate. If you can't afford it, mate, you shouldn't even be doing that. Pretty much, we don't need this to live off of the team here. Everything goes into just, covering some of the costs for it, but this is a hobby for us. And the big thing we do every year, Foxy, is the Christmas show giveaway now, isn't it? And I fucking love that.
Yeah, it's always fun, especially you stressing up towards it.
Foxy is the only person left from when we first started this, pretty much. Like, shit, man, when did you come on the team? You must have been around from like the first 10 episodes or so.
Yeah, it was Boomers on when I first
so
got involved, I think.
Yeah, you fuck, man. Fuck, I've managed to drive everyone off by you. I need to up my game, don't I?
It's hard to get rid of me,
mate. He said Boomer Zone, folks. If you've got that on your card, you can mark that off. But yeah, mate, I've said it a few times, but I want to say it with you on the show. Your support over the years has been unwavering, mate. And yeah, we don't chat as often. I know we had a few good chats during COVID and all the rest of it with all the problems there and that, but this is the beauty of this online world through gaming and things like DayZ, mate. Yeah, you're on the other fucking side of the world to me. The mother country per se, for us Aussies. But it's fucking awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll always remember during COVID, like you always used to reach out if you didn't hear off me in a while. Always just, how's the family, how's this, how's that? And a lot of people don't see that. Like, they see Boydie on Twitter and stuff like that. They don't see Boydie just being himself, I guess.
Shut up.
It's true. Or you want everyone to not know that, right?
Yeah. They're not meant to know that I'm actually a nice guy underneath. They're just meant to know that I'm a bigot and all the rest of those other things they see, because I'm stupid, loud, opinionated, and a fucking dickhead at times. And I freely admit that I'm a dickhead. Just quickly, thank you so much for the gifted subs there, guys. I can't thank you guys enough. That's a good bit of love that they're showing here, Darkwing and Buddha. Thank you so much. But mate, it doesn't cost nothing to reach out and just say hi to someone, does it? You know, I think I said it a couple of weeks back, or maybe last week, but I'll quite often just go through my Twitter DMs, my Discord DMs, and just look and see if there's someone I haven't heard from in a while. Like I tweeted out just this week, I haven't heard from Asmund in ages, and that worries me, you know, when people just disappear, because whilst we have such good relationships and friendships over the interwebs, it in most cases, bar the lucky few who've got someone in the same town and you form an IRL friendship. Not that ours really isn't a real friendship, but it's a purely online friendship. You know, it's not like I can jump in the car and drive around and have a beer with Foxy. It's easy to lose contact with people. And, my mate Blurman, he's on the other side of the country to me, so he may as well be in fucking England for all that matters. And I hadn't spoken to him in a few months. And then I get told that he's passed away, sadly. It's, so just take that time to reach out. You know, you never know. You might find someone on a down day or whatever, and it doesn't cost you nothing. And, just be nice. Be a good cunt, as they say.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but no, it was nice. You know, some of the chats we had during COVID and all the rest of it, they were really nice. How's the business going, by the way?
Not too bad. It's steady away. Obviously, I'm helping out doing weddings and stuff now as well.
Yeah. It's a hard game, catering, isn't it?
Yeah, very. But if you enjoy it, then it's one of them. It makes it easier.
Are we going to be seeing you starting up a Gordon Ramsay style channel, mate, becoming a meme? Any Salt Bay?
Nah, none of that.
I actually just watched a video. Salt Bay's in a lot of trouble at the moment. His empire's starting to crumble, and again, that's a hard thing with the catering industry. It's very fickle, isn't it?
Yeah.
I saw a thing. Apparently, his restaurant in the UK or somewhere, I'm not sure where it was, but it's rated like 15,000 out of like 15,987 restaurants, and I was like, what the hell? And that gold foil steak, mate, what a rort that is. Yeah, you could buy gold foil at your local bloody shopping centre. It is cheap as chips. And it's a tomahawk steak. A tomahawk steak's a good fucking steak. I love them. But you put gold foil in, I'm going to say, I don't know about that. That's just, and those people complaining about their bills and all the rest of it. Nah, man, you got more money than sense, don't you?
Yeah, like nothing like that really tickles my fancy. I don't want to eat a gold steak, nothing like that.
No.
Good food,
yes.
I'll always pay for. But not any other fads or anything like that. Never been into it.
No, like there's some things like we buy San Marzano tomatoes now because I was genuinely surprised. They do have a better taste than just your normal average tomato. I thought it was a load of hullabaloo, and I'm getting my young fella slowly into cooking. I'm not a great cook, but I do all the cooking at home. But he cooks once a week, and a friend of his said you should try San Marzano tomatoes, and I was like, oh, okay. And I checked out the price of them, and they're not cheap, but they're not. You're not paying $1,000 a tin. We're talking about tomatoes. I know, guys, you're here for the DayZ podcast, but we're talking about fucking tomatoes. Give it a break. We're interacting with our guest folks, and he's a chef. So we're finding out more about him. But those San Marzano tomatoes are the bomb, aren't they?
Yeah. There's loads of different foods out there that a lot of people won't even know about that just once you try them, you'll always go back to them.
Yeah. And again, they're not exorbitantly expensive. It's a simple thing to do to up the flavour of. See, I don't like tomatoes at all either, Octal. I can't eat raw tomato. Well, I won't say I don't like tomatoes, but I can't eat raw tomato. I can eat cooked tomato. I'm starting to evolve my palate a bit. I can fry tomato, little cherry tomatoes, stick it in with a steak, and let them fry and baste in there and get a few of those juices in. But raw tomato, the most disgusting thing ever. It is slimy and just there. But 87.8 Tomato FM. But no, man, I love you. Yeah, I actually I tried to do something in the Discord. Up it in some sort of way. I can't remember. I'm stupid and old. I forget shit. But it wouldn't let me do it because of your food porn channel.
Oh.
And I'm not renaming it. I'm not renaming it. I love that because that's what it is, man. It's food porn. I love the photos you share, all that barbecue stuff and all the rest of it. Oh, I love a good barbecue.
Yeah, you got to take pride in it. A lot of people don't. Yeah. Unfortunately, who do cook, and you go to some restaurants and you don't want to pay for it, but as long as the chef does take pride in it, that's all that matters, really.
And even just a presentation of a simple meal, like there was a closing down sale at a one of the upmarket, like a Myer David Jones sort of store. I think what would be a British equivalent of that? I'm not sure. But those ones that sell the more high quality sort of stuff, but they're just still like a big Walmart style store, but just a higher quality. And they were closing down and everything was massively reduced. And we went in there, the missus and I, and we bought some nice plate sets. Because it's part, for me, a lot of it is the presentation of it, not just chucking it on the plate and chucking it in front of everyone, but trying to make it look a little bit nice. I'll do potato skins and I have them running in a ring around the plate and a few in the middle and just everything. Yeah, I really enjoy cooking. I've just got to get better at it. I have a habit of setting off fire alarms. But yeah, mate. You stopped playing DayZ there for quite some time. You were on the Rust bandwagon. The old Stimpy. Was that your dream of running into Stimpy and having him abuse you in homoerotic ways?
No, you don't need a Stimpy for that on Rust. Run into anyone that happens.
You've been dabbling back into Rust again, but I was so happy when you got back into DayZ, mate, because it comes down to that old thing of if you're not enjoying it, don't play it. You'll just end up hating it even more, hey?
Yeah, it was during COVID, actually, when I stopped playing DayZ. COVID happened. I bought Rust and I caught up to my DayZ hours in a year.
Yep.
On Rust. And that's, 5,000 hours in like a year and a half I played on Rust.
Wow.
I was enjoying it that much. Like, literally every day. We was in lockdown, so I had no work and all I was doing was playing Rust. Every day we got on 12 hours, 13 hours.
Had you played Rust before you played DayZ, or was DayZ first?
No, DayZ. I bought a PC for DayZ.
So what got you to play Rust? Because, like, for I would totally go gay for Stimpy as well. He's on the same page as Terry Crews for me, but you look at the videos you see of Rust, you don't see people doing hardcore survival content that's even remotely similar to DayZ. DayZ is such a more realistic game. What made you play or switch to Rust? And what was your experience with it? Because I don't know much about it other than honestly Stimpy videos.
I don't know what it was. I think I just started watching videos on YouTube. Then after that, I thought, yeah, I'll buy it. Why not? And I've always been into competitive gameplay games like that. Before DayZ, and I got my PC, all I used to play was like ranked play and Call of Duty. That was it. I'd sweat that out for hours. But I seen Rust and I said all the tournaments they do, all this different stuff, and it's just so much more competitive than DayZ. DayZ, you get in, you run around, you find your food, you kill somebody, you don't kill somebody. And like you say, I came back to DayZ recently, but already I've hit the point I'm like, I just don't find it fun. And I don't know what it is with DayZ. Maybe because you get geared up, you kill somebody, that's it. You can't do much more. You build a base, you get loot, it turns boring very fast. Whereas in Rust, you can't. It's still the same concept, but there's so many different things you can do.
Yep.
You can go to different monuments. You can make a farm base. You can grow crops. You can make potions to help you farm faster. It's just never ending. And that Rust is a icon. You can get monthly wipes, weekly wipes. So after a week, you reset again back to the beginning. Nothing.
Whereas if you did that on a DayZ server, people would lose their shit if you reset the server after a week.
Yeah.
Is it a very big difference between the way the game's played and the people who play it?
Yeah and no, because there are hardcore Rust servers out there. They're not.
Are they populated?
Popular.
Yeah, are they? No, they're not
Some
popular.
some are, but the difference is you can get on. I joined a Rust server last night. First time I played it for about 3 or 4 months. Like you said, I've been playing DayZ. I thought I'll hop on it. Joined a server. There was 500 people on the server. There's some servers with 1,000 people on it. And the interactions you can get.
Wait, 500 people playing at the same time, or just?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could have that many people in a session. Geez, could you imagine a DayZ server with 500 people on it?
There's one, it goes up to 1,000 players, and that's populated all the time. Most of the big streamers, they'll play on that.
It's got to be like Grand Central Station, just people running around everywhere.
Yeah. Rust has quite a lot of big clans and stuff like that as well. I like playing as a solo and just trying to steal off them.
Yep.
I don't know. Anyone who hasn't played it, I would say try it. If it goes on sale or something, it's cheap enough, pick it up and just give it a go. Everyone just hears, oh, it's toxic, this, that, and the other, but it's
I've even seen Dean Hall, I think it was, or was it Brian Hicks, one of the two. Basically, they gave credit to what Rust has achieved. I can't remember the exact post, but it was basically they could only dream of DayZ having the numbers that Rust has, and I thought that was pretty cool. I haven't enjoyed some of the argy-bargy between some of the other games in the survival community, but it was cool seeing. I'm pretty sure it was Dean, basically saying that what they achieved with Rust is fucking awesome, and he's proud, that he had some sort of role in them saying, hey, we should develop our own game, because if DayZ's doing well, maybe we can create a better one or a better version that'll appeal to more people, which you can't deny it has.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing about Rust that keeps it fresh is every month, the first Thursday of every month, there's a new update, new content, or sometimes it's just bug fixes and that, but every month you're pretty much getting new content. It might not be loads, it's something though, and it just keeps it fresh.
But they've got to have a much bigger budget than what DayZ has, with a player base of that size. And do they release DLC you can purchase and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's more cosmetic though.
Yep.
In Rust,
which is good. I fully support games. Put as much cosmetic shit in as you want. If people want it, they'll get it. 4,000 hours in Rust like me is only rookie numbers.
Oh yeah, it's nothing. Some people have 20, 30,000 hours.
Oh jeez. No. So how are you finding DayZ now that you're back into the swing of it again, mate?
Well, it's hard because I enjoy it. Every time I play it, I enjoy it. But I only enjoy it for a couple of days or a week.
Yep.
And that's it. I'm back to the stage. I'm like, oh, let's find something else to play. I don't know what it is because I never used to have that at all. But now, maybe there's too much variety. out there. I just don't know what it is. I wish I did know so I could fix it. Because I love playing DayZ.
Yeah.
But you just...
Because you've even dabbled in modding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Modding, servers, bloody everything in DayZ I've done.
Yep.
Other than cheat.
What's your ultimate style of server that you enjoy playing?
It used to be hardcore. When DayZ Core was a thing, I was part of that team. I helped on that server. Did a lot of the modding on that server. But now I'd probably say it's like Vanilla Plus, lightly modded.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That seems to be a big thing at the moment, is the Vanilla Plus. Like, you'll still never compete with the high loot, 5 times starting money, fucking helis, and all the rest of that sort of stuff. But the Vanilla Plus, just basically vanilla reimagined is possibly a better way to put it. Style servers are just taking off, and I actually really like that. Whether DayZ themselves will implement some of those things, there's so many cool little quality of life mods that are getting made out there. You get people like Asmund putting out his 50 quality of life changes that he recommends, and I know that there are modders out there who go, yeah, that's a good idea, let's see if we can do that ourselves. And they're just creating some really cool, because that's pretty much my go-to as well at the moment. Vanilla Plus, hardcore is the good old cock and ball torture is my absolute favorite, but it's so hard to find something that caters to what you as an individual want and what others will be prepared to play. For me, ultimately, it'd be something like, Dumpgrass, metallurgy, leatherworking, the ammo mod of his, but it's hard to find people because it's a game that takes a lot of hours. It's a brutal game. Rust is great, but you've got the things like you can spawn back on your sleeping bag and things like that, and it's a bit more easier. Scum is as well, but DayZ is just so brutal, and it's very, very punishing. You build a base and someone can just destroy your base in 5 to 10 minutes, and you spent 2-3 weeks building that bloody thing on an average server that's not one where you get starting money just to buy everything you need.
Yeah. Again, that's a thing. I'm going back to it now, Rust, but the raiding system, the base building, everything's just so much better in that game. It just sounds like I'm bashing on DayZ. I love DayZ. All I want is it to be what it should be. We
talk about the issues here all the time. You know that, and you're free to do so.
I don't know. It's just so hard. Like I said, I don't know what's stopping me enjoying it. I wish it did, and I'll keep on playing it until I do find that out. But at the minute, I played Northmen. Mickey just said it there in chat. It is a really good server.
Yep.
I was playing the EU one. We played that for about 2 or 3 weeks straight.
I think they just started the server down under the Northmen. So
yeah, they have.
I'm gonna have to check that out then.
We did Karma Crew. That's another lightly modded one. That was all right, but I play them. It's a week or two on them servers. Then I struggle to find one to. I don't know, in 0.62, it was a village. That's all I played.
Oh,
DayZ Village. That was it. That was where I started.
Peak DayZ. After DayZ Underground, the very early days of DayZ Underground, then it was the village for me, as well as always Pipsy here in Australia. DayZ Down Under. Now I'm actually playing a server, Banov as fuck, and I'm really enjoying it. It's low pop, but that's something I'm going to be talking about later. I've got to remember don't let me forget that. I meant to add that to the agenda, but I'm just really enjoying it. It's immersive. It's not too easy in the way of loot. It's Banov, so there's a few little custom things inside the Banov map that add a bit more PvE sort of element. You don't just need to rely on other players, which I think is actually quite a smart concept there. Where Sumrak sort of started that with Namalsk, and we're sort of segueing into one of the topics here. That one of the bits of feedback I saw, Foxy, was in the community I've been in, this cold as fuck community. Someone in there put a post, and he basically said, with the Namalsk, how do you find out what you're meant to do to get to this Lantia? Is there stuff you can find in game to explain it to you? And pretty much everyone said no, there's not. You'll find all these things like the filament. I actually have found the filament, and I've got no idea. I've avoided watching videos on how to get to Lantia because I would like to try to find it out in game, and then to realize that unless I find someone in game who's done it and knows how to do it, it's not really easy to work out. Have you been to Lantia yet?
No, I've not played Namalsk since it first came out. Yep. I played it, then I got bored of bloody defrosting food before I ate it and all that. And I loved hardcore. I just found it so tedious. I just didn't bother really.
You don't like
it's a great map.
You don't like hardcore there, mate. You like softcore.
It is a great map, and Sumrak did what he always did. He made a great map and made it even better.
But it's kind of like they've taken DayZ's brutality, that it doesn't handhold, that you have to work out a lot of stuff yourself, and there's no tutorial, and they just went crazy with it. Because there should be like the guys in the cold as fuck server. What they're saying is they're thinking they might do some like custom whiteboards or blackboards around the area that give you tips or something like that. But that'd be something really cool. You find notes or things scrawled on walls or something that give you a tip, so you could genuinely find out what you need to do. To be able to, there's all the documents that you find in Namalsk that give you the backstory of it. It'd be good. And it's something that's happened with mods. Banov as well has got the same issue. Like what key opens what area. You go up to those gates, and I can't remember if there's colors on them, but you've got these color keys, and it's hard to work out what key goes for where and what's in there and what you're going to need to find. And it comes down to that argument, Foxy, of do you hold people's hands or do you just let them experiment and work it out? I don't know. Do you chat? We're probably going to have to rely on you guys for this because Foxy hasn't done it either. Do any of you think that someone could get to Lantia without knowing that it exists? I don't know if they could, mate. My gut feel is no, they couldn't.
Well, somebody must have done that when they first released it, no?
But they would have known. They would have known it exists. If someone came in who had no connection with YouTube or anything like that, wasn't aware of it, just saw this map Namalsk and started playing it, would they be able to get to Lantia? On a zero pop server by themselves? I don't know. I don't know if they could. Would they know what they're meant to do?
I guess the only way would be by accidentally getting there, I guess. If, like you say, there's nothing in game or anything like that to show you or give you any tips, then highly doubt it.
I can't even remember if any of the documents mentioned Lantia myself. Most of them, from memory, were just lore about the event and things, Athena. GR's saying it would be near impossible. And again, is that a good thing? That's why I've got in the title of this episode that the problem with Namalsk is that a good thing? It's great for content creators, especially those who make guides, how to get to Lantia. But surely it should be something that the game doesn't handhold you, but lets you know that there's this thing that, you don't need to, but you can get there. Paris Idea Ryan says our odds would be astronomical. Paris says you need to watch Namalsk to see how it's done. Coming in fresh is tough and near impossible. You need some intelligence on any game. But again, one of the big things with DayZ, Foxy, is there's a lot of people, myself included, I prefer to try to find things out in game. I don't like having to go to a wiki or to watch a YouTube video on stuff. I want to be able to work it out in game. And if it's too hard, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? You know, if you wanted to have a complete Easter egg, I know there's a lot of games out there where they put something in. Like I know in Diablo, everyone's talking about this chicken level or something like that. That was a hidden Easter egg. But I don't think Lantia is really a hidden Easter egg. It's a big part of the game. It's what drives a lot of Namalsk servers is, you know, everyone competing to try to get to Lantia, to get the fucking big guns and all the rest of it.
Yeah, I did used to enjoy when the devs used to drop new items in and we didn't know about it and stuff like that. You don't get that anymore, do you? Because modders, they can see everything.
Yeah.
I've done it before. Every update, I look through all the files and see what there is. Like, we started a thread the other day and everyone started hunting and looking. People like to not suck the fun out of it, but they like to know what's new. I guess if there's a way to find out, then you're going to find out, aren't you?
Yeah. Bill is saying there's nothing wrong in the moles. Got been carried there many times. That's the beauty. Other people can bring you there if your charisma is good enough. But again, yeah, I go back to that thing, Phil, because I do agree with that. But if you were on a zero pop server, I don't think you would even know it exists. Near impossible to play any game without instructions. That would be like putting something together from IKEA. Scalesfeeder reckons Lantia is an Easter egg for the moles, just like the Easter eggs in COD Zombies. You don't need to be told how to solve it. So, yeah, you know, I don't know. Like, it even comes back to some of the mods that, you know, I've spoken to people about. You know, Dumpgrab with his metallurgy and his ammo making mod. I said to him, you know, you probably need to have a guide or something that a person can find in game. Rather than having to go to a wiki or something like that, just to, you know, because some of the stuff in there was quite complex on how to make the best quality metals and things like that. And if you didn't have a basic understanding of it, you'd never work it out. It just, you know, comes down to how easy or how hard you want it. Yeah.
Scale speed of that, like the Easter eggs in COD Zombies. They used to be really good back in the day.
Yeah.
I do enjoy Easter eggs and looking for them and stuff like that. I remember when, I'm not too sure what it was for, but was it Sumrak? He did like one on Chernarus and you had to have a shovel and go on different servers. Was it for Namalsk? I think it might have been for the launch of Namalsk. So I remember meeting up with DOJ and we was hunting, deciphering codes and stuff like that. It was everyone just chipped in together and it was... The community enjoys it.
The Yellow King Hannah Law.
Yeah.
That was fun. They need to do more of that sort of stuff because that was great. I know a lot of people were laughing at us and, you know, making fun. Personally, I think they're just people who get off on, you know, trying to shame people for something. But I enjoyed that, you know, the whole, what the fuck is this? And, you know, all the people going to that location that was sort of indicated in the law, and that was masterful work by Scotty. It was just brilliant. The hype around Livonia in particular was just off the charts for all of that. And now, you know, everyone pores over every trailer that they release. But yeah, I kind of do agree that Lantia is an Easter egg. Where now that I talk it through and get input from everyone, but I don't know. I still feel that they're, you know, Easter eggs. There's usually something that prompts you to progress with it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need to do Lantia to be able to comment more, and I think that's probably what a lot of people are going to say in the comments who are watching this episode. Foxy, that can do it and see fucking how hard it is, and then you can be more informed. You know, I'm sort of talking about something that I don't know much about. Like, that's unusual for me, though, Foxy.
Just do what I did, fly in offline mode and go see it. I've been.
Nah, I'm not going to do that. See, you're not hardcore, mate. You're softcore. You're softcore. But yeah, no, and even Banov's got the same, Deer Isle a bit with the Thor's hammer and stuff like that. I avoid a lot of that stuff, and I apologise for breaking, what do you call it, buddy? Spoilers for anyone. But I was playing Deer Isle just a couple of months back, and I was like, "What the fuck is this Thor's hammer? What's this? Why am I getting this message saying a soul has been sacrificed?" I didn't know any of that because I tried to avoid it, which is kind of weird for a guy who does a DayZ podcast. But I like to try to discover those things myself. I still remember bloody Brim ruining the event for me when he shared that video, and I was like, "Oh my god, that is!" Oh, and I didn't get to find it in game because that's part of it. So. Yeah, and no, but Phil, that's a good point. When you finally do discover something, it makes all that suffering worth it, doesn't it, Foxy?
Yeah, it definitely does. Like I say, when we were doing that one summer echo Scotty did, it was just fun. Like everyone enjoyed it. We was all hopping on it. Each time they released a clue, everyone just chipped in and we figured it out.
We had that little channel going and everything like that. Gee, Skullspeed is cleaning up on the podcast bingo there. He's got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things marked off already. Oh wow. Okay, what else have we got on the agenda? Let me have a look-see here.
In offline mode, it's where is it now? It's like southeast. You go southeast and you'll find it. Is that right? Yeah, southeast. I have to figure that out.
So we were chatting in the Discord this week, Foxy, about the good old defib. And the revival in DayZ, respawning issue, no incentive to stay alive, uncon status, all the rest of it. I know we've touched on this in the past, but I don't even remember what made me think of the defib again. But I genuinely feel that the uncon system, the you are dead system, needs an overhaul in DayZ because yes, it's brutal. Unforgiving, but I just think for gameplay, whether someone can make a mod of this, I don't know. But barring maybe like 99% of headshots and a small percentage of center of the CMAS shots, heart, spleen, those sorts of areas where when you get hit, it's all over Red Rover. It'd be good if for maybe 2 minutes or so after a player gets downed, what they normally just would have got a "you are dead" screen for, there was a chance that if you could get to them, bandage up their wounds and defib them, you could bring them back. So it's not just an instant "you are dead" screen. What are your thoughts on that?
It would be good, and even the uncon system that needs reverting back to how it used to be. I used to enjoy being knocked out for 10, 15 minutes.
Yes. Okay, you're hardcore again, mate. You're hardcore. I'm not going to call you soft cock anymore. Sorry, softcore anymore.
I just used to enjoy it, because are you going to die? Are you not going to die? You're in the middle of a gunfight. Like I say, we used to play the village, and we had probably on the bingo. We had a trader base. I was in the settlement. Then Axe left that. Then I was the leader of that. Then we created another one, and we had multiple around. And the gunfights we used to get in, some of us would be uncon for 15, 20 minutes, and we're still trying to cover angles and stuff like that. And you just didn't know. And there was no Discord. We never used Discord, so it was a case of they couldn't even speak in game.
Yep.
They just did not know whether they was gonna.
But you could hear when you were uncon back then as well, which was pretty cool. You could hear these voices and not very immersive, but it was a fun mechanic at the same time.
Yeah, there used to be one where you used to hit respawn and you could still hear from where you died, like people talking and stuff like that. That was a weird one.
Yeah, that was really, really weird. But no, back to that. I just genuinely feel that it would be an interesting mechanic. Even down to a 1v1. I still firmly believe that, yes, there are a lot of people who just like to kill for the sake of killing. But there is a lot of KOS is fear, panic. Whole shit, turn the corner, see someone there, that guy's got his gun out, shoot him. And you see it all the time. So many people saying, I feel bad for shooting that guy, but he just scared me and all the rest of it. Imagine being able to, oh, fuck, I didn't mean to do that. He didn't have a gun out, or I misread it, and be able to go over there, bandage him up, tie him up, and then revive them or something like that. And bring them back and have a potential interaction. Playing with a squad, one of you guys gets downed. You've got 2 minutes, so it adds a sense of urgency to the firefight as well. We need to do something here. I very rarely ever see people use smoke grenades in the game. Imagine being able to use that smoke grenade to go over there and try and revive your friend or something like that. I still think the smoke grenades in DayZ need a bit of a workover. I don't think they provide that much cover, to be honest, or concealment. They don't provide cover, but they do provide concealment. But what do you think of that?
Yeah, smokes, they definitely need, I don't know, even the dispersion of the smoke should be made bigger, because when it's windy on a server, it either goes flat or it just doesn't work how you want it to. And I think if they rework that, and it would definitely be used more in gunfights. Everyone I pick them up, but like I say, I never really use them because I throw them. I'm either giving away my position or there's a chance it's not going to do anything anyway.
No, I think he does understand, Phil, because it was I think Lad brought it up in the podcast Discord that it's just pretty much at the moment people when they go uncon, they're in a different body position to when they're dead, so you can tell it's too easy to work out whether someone's still alive or dead, and there's really no incentive. People, even when you are on con, people just respawn, rather than sit around, because there is no real penalty. There's no soft skills in DayZ that you lose if your character dies. I know that's a whole other discussion about soft skills in DayZ. I personally lean towards no. I like that it's just down to genuinely what you know. There is a paid mod that uses the defibrillator to bring back dead players. Okay, that's interesting. I'll have to, if you could find the link to that, that'd be cool to see if it's got a video on that. Because I think if it's only for like maybe 2 minutes tops, because usually from what I understand, it's roughly about 3 to 4 minutes is when brain dead starts to kick in. Of your heart not beating and your brain being starved of oxygen, but if you gave just about a 2 minute window, it changes the dynamic of a gunfight. Old mate's not going to log off. He's going to wait and see if his teammates can win the fight, or you're going to wait and see whether this guy revives you before you go to the full you are dead. Comes up with the respawn option or something like that. I think there could be a lot of work done with that whole mechanic, Foxy.
Yeah, definitely. It's like you say, when you're on con and you see that respawn button, you're like, they're gonna kill me anyway. Click it. That's how if I go on con now, that's what happens. But I definitely used to just enjoy. Is there a chance I'm gonna come back round? And like when you said, it could be I don't have broken legs.
It could be a long time in the past, wasn't it? 20 minutes of a black screen that you're uncon and just hearing stuff around you and not knowing who was winning. And as you said, when you were doing it in VoIP only as well, not with Discord, not knowing what your mates were doing, not being able to communicate with them, it was so fucking immersive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Food for thought, folks. Let us know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. What else have we got on the agenda? Did you see? Let me bring it up. Pardon me. Let me know when you're watching.
Yeah, I can see it.
This is Jonathan Ferguson, the keeper of firearms and artillery at the Royal Armouries Museum in the UK, which houses a collection of thousands of iconic weapons from throughout history. And this week, we're asking if anyone is friendly in Cherno as we take a look at some of the weapons from DayZ.
Overall, this is a good-looking FAMAS model. Someone, the description says, the handle has been sawed off for some reason. I would agree with some reason, because that is pretty stupid.
Make sure to subscribe and let us know what other games or guns you'd like to see Jonathan break down in the comment section below. And of course, be sure to subscribe and like the video if you want to see more like this. Right, over to Jonathan.
I found this fascinating.
Yeah, I did start watching it the other day on my lunch at work.
Wary, because I don't like my favourite guns getting butchered. There's something a little off about this model. Now, this game started as an Armour 2 mod, if I remember rightly, so I'd expect some fidelity to the military-style firearms. This is looking a little janky to me. I mean, it's got some detail with weld lines and raised sections and somewhat realistic wear patterns and stuff, but somehow the proportions seem a bit off. Let's check our reference MP5K here, this is, of course, a K on screen that we're looking at.
If you haven't seen this, you guys need to watch this video. It was really good. Overall, he was quite impressed with DayZ's weapons in the game. But there was one comment he made, and this is something, again, we've talked about it in the past, Foxy, but the renaming of a lot of the weapons. It's frustrating.
Yeah. I don't know where, it might have been in this video actually, where he was like, I don't know why they've changed the names.
Pretty much every other game, it was in this video.
Yeah.
Pretty much every other game calls them AKM or AK-47 and...
I don't know whether they'll ever bring it back to DayZ.
They're not. I asked him in the dev stream during the week, and they said no, they've got no plans to do that. And it's disappointing because it seems like Armour, they're going with all the real names, so just weird.
Yeah. I still call them the old school names. It's Winchester, it's AKM, do you know, you're just used to it, aren't you?
Yeah. But there's a big divide, you know, unless you're talking to someone who's either an old school DayZ Armour player or a gun nut. There's a lot of people, especially here in Australia, you know, we don't have a massive gun culture here in Australia. There's a lot of people who call them by the name, you know, VSD, SG5. And I'm like, what do you mean SG5? Every time I pick up an MP5, I call it an MP5. I don't call them the games, you know, especially when I'm familiar with them. I still call the Mark 11, I still call it Amphibia because that's the name I remember it by.
Yeah, I'm the same. Any old names, it's still used. Anyone I play with, they're the same.
Yeah. But no, it was a damn good video. He rated the MP5, the Sporter, the Tundra, the FAMAS, the AK, the Deagle, what else? M4. The pink Derringer was kind of funny. He did not like the idea of a pink Derringer. And his reason for it was actually quite good. He said, you know, it's this popular thing that a lot of people like to think that girls just want pink guns. Well, no, most girls don't want pink guns, but I actually kind of like the pink Derringer. If I see a pink Derringer, I pick that baby up. I love it. And he did the double barrel, the BK-43, and the last one was the Longhorn. And it was good because he actually referenced some of the IRL weapons that some of these guns are based on. And, you know, some of them we know, but I didn't know which one was the Longhorn. And he actually had one of that family of weapons. Just bringing it up on the screen now so folks can see it. But, yeah, it's a beautiful little weapon.
Oh, yeah.
Quirky little thing, but yeah. But what a cool job, man, working in a fucking armory like that. I would be very happy doing a job like that, but yeah. Nah, great video. Check it out. 280,000 views. Some cool comments on it as well. Yeah, he did have a laugh about the guy using a sporter on a boar. That's a brave man who does that in the real world. You know, those pigs have got a lot of very tough cartilage and fat around the front of them, so you'd want to be a fucking good shot to take a pig down with a 22 rifle. But yeah. This one's just a little funny one that I saw during the week.
Come on, damn it.
And I was hoping Dave was going to be on this week because I saw he put a post up about he got banned from DayZ Reddit for something he shared on there. I swear to God, I think Dave upsets more people than I do in the DayZ community somehow, considering he's such a nice guy as well. But yeah. This one made me laugh. Have you got the video up?
Yeah.
Dr. Foxypote, great channel, but yeah.
Come on, damn it, you can do this. It's just a zombie. I bet they don't even feel anything. Damn it. I can't do it. Despite what happened to you, I know that deep down you're still a human being.
Thanks, man.
Wait, you can talk?
Yeah. All zombies can talk. Most people just run away before we get the chance to say anything.
Well, now I'm really glad that I didn't shoot you. Say, you want to team up?
Thanks, but no thanks. I remember reading on Reddit that it's better to travel solo in an apocalypse situation.
Wait a minute, you were a Redditor?
Yeah, why so?
You're laughing.
I missed that noise as well of that gun.
Yes, yeah, the good old laser gun in COD Zombies. I fucking loved it as well. But yeah, I found that funny. Poor old Reddit, man. It copped so much fucking shit. But yeah, they've actually been having a lot of dramas in Reddit for those who kind of follow that sort of stuff, with the guy who owns Reddit basically taking control back from moderators and Reddit admins who had a bit too much power, and they were basically fighting the system for the way that he was trying to monetize and making communities not safe for work, so they wouldn't have ads shown on them. And he basically said, I have the power and I can unmod all of you and put my own people in. And yeah. Yeah, we had an episode a while back which caused a bit of controversy for us, where we, the DayZ Reddit, they do control and delete a lot of stuff, and you sit there and you scratch your head and you go, what the hell? Why did you delete that? But yeah, I found that video quite funny, particularly after Dave. But hopefully we have Dave on next week or the week after or whatever, and we can find out more about what he posted, because it was kind of odd. Something about he showed that you could disable Battle Eye on servers, and they banned him for it. Okay, unless there's more to Dave that I don't know about. I don't think he's a hacker or anything like that. I think he was basically proving a point, and I don't know, maybe he just upset the wrong people there.
I mean, he put it out on Reddit to people who could use it for them reasons, I guess.
Yeah, but you would remove the comment, not ban someone if you're, doing something like that. I don't know. I kind of think that that's a major flaw in the game, and I don't know. Maybe there's more there that we're not aware of, but yeah, I just found that one quite funny regardless.
Yeah.
We did a poll in the Discord. Didn't get a lot of interaction, but on Twitter, it did get a lot more. Now, I'm interested in your opinions on this, buddy. Did you vote? And if you did, which one did you vote for?
I did vote, and I put Gunter.
And it won.
But I fucking hate cars in DayZ. That's I don't travel in them. If anyone gets a car, I'm like, no, I'm not getting in that car. I'll run. I prefer to run. I just don't trust them.
I was surprised the Olga got so low. I honestly thought it would have been the Saka. To me, the Saka is the most boring of all the cars. There was a comment from, I think it was Provide Me Ryan, yeah. Saka is the only car you can actually do a legit drift in where the power is just right to be able to use a mix of heavy pedal on-off and light pedal on-off. You're actually in control of the vehicle. Can't do that in even the drift modded vehicles. And that's cool and all, but to me, you know, the Olga it's got a pretty good speed, and it's got great inventory, you know, 300 slots, I think it is. The Gunter is super fast, but terrible off-road and only a 200 slot inventory. The Arda is amazing off-road, but only 200 slot inventory. Plus, you've got the issue of if you've got more than two people, if you get in that back seat and you get ambushed, you're fucking dead. There's nothing you can do to survive. And the Saka is just a kind of a bit of an all-rounder, but kind of meh to me. Yeah, the most interesting thing about it is the engine in the back, Foxy.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's the only positive I would take from it, because you crashed and the engine's not getting damaged, right?
Yeah, just your radiator, which is pretty much every fucking car. It's one of the reasons why I love the truck and the Humvee. There's no radiator. Yeah, that seems to be the Achilles heel of every vehicle. You lightly tap something and the radiator gets destroyed still. But no, I expected the Olga to do better than the Saka. I did honestly feel it was going to be a toss-up between the Arda and the Gunter, though. The Gunter is pure fun for, you know, look at how fast I can run, basically, you know. I've had the memorable times on servers like DayZ Down Under where, you know, I put a challenge out for folks to do the fastest time of a run from one location to another. And then we had Ike D do his King of the Hill challenge a couple of years back, and everyone was getting in the Gunters to race up that hill and do the jump at the end of it. And it's a fun vehicle to drive, isn't it, Foxy?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dave's doing a racing type event at the minute as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure I've seen that.
Melbourne's saying in chat it can move through trees easily and it's easy to hide. Yeah, that's a good thing. They need to add it so you can put cam nets over cars in vanilla DayZ though, Foxy. It sucks, particularly when you get the bright ones, you know, the red ones, even the black Olga. The amount of chrome on that thing, it really stands out. Yeah, there's very few of the vehicles blend in quite well when you park them somewhere. It'd be great if you could just drape I know there's mods that do it. Yeah, the server I'm playing on at the moment has it, and the cars keep their inherent shape as well. But it needs to be something added that you can put the cam nets over. The only thing you can put cam nets on is gates and bloody tents.
Yeah. Spray paint could be a good option as well, being able to spray it green or black, but you know, we might never get spray paint again.
But yeah, no, I don't mind the vehicles myself. You know, I generally find the issue with most vehicles is how many whether the server's on a dedicated server to start with or whether it's on a shared and stuff like that. But I think they've come a long, long way with the vehicles. They've come a long way, Foxy. They're so much better than they have been. Yeah, I've shown that clip before of just how bad they were back pre-0.63.
Yeah, I just think I've got PTSD from them? I just try and avoid them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a good one. It was a good little Yeah. And I seriously hope they bring the party bus back, but they've said that the terrain is a bit of an issue there, and it's like, well, get bloody Dance of Jesus working then. Getting to fix those fucking roads so we can get the party bus back. And they've got to fix the gear ratios, man. The truck in particular is terrible for steep inclines. You know, you should be able to drop that thing down to first gear and be able to power up almost any hill on a sealed road. But yeah. Okay. Mate, we are pretty much done for the week. That was a bit harsh there, Phil. Foxy's my boy.
So
But yeah, I really want to see some more vehicles in the game, though. Yeah, we've got those models all around the base game. You know, the van, the ute, the tractor, the buses, the military sort of trucks. I don't know why they haven't brought some of those in.
yeah, I want the little. Is it the little JCB? I know. I think Expansion got that going, didn't they? Where you could drive that the little bulldozer type thing. That was pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, mate, could you imagine being able to rock up at someone's base and you've got the bloody bulldozer and you just drive straight at their walls or something like that? Yeah, you'd be very vulnerable because the thing is slow as hell, but it'd be fucking fun. It'd be a lot of fun. Phil, he is part of the 87.8 admin team, mate. Even when Foxy wasn't playing DayZ, he was still part of the community because he loves what we do. So that's why I've got him on, because Foxy is my boy. Are you a fellow Yorkshireman, Foxy?
No, Lancashire. The other side.
And I don't think you could say that Foxy's not passionate about DayZ, mate. He's been playing this game. How long have you been playing for?
Since about 2014.
Yep. So shortly after the release of DayZ Standalone, like a lot of us, because the mod was a bit of a flash in the pan. About a year and a half of its existence, and then they realised they had a potential cash cow and went straight into DayZ Standalone. Please give you entertainment and hot takes. Oh, mate, we've got hot takes. We've got so many hot takes here.
I don't like to upset anyone, so I'm not giving no hot takes. I try and be respectful to the devs and to anyone, modders. Like, there's no point me being a dickhead. Like, I don't enjoy the game most of the time. I've said that plenty of times. But I ain't going to bash anyone for it. The devs do what they can with what they got.
Yep. And we may not agree with everything they do, but one of the things I hate seeing the most, Foxy, is when people do say they don't care about the game. Fuck off. Fuck off. They've just hired a bunch of modders around the game. They're still developing this game 10 years on. To say that they do not care about... Boyd is the hot take. They are phenomenal. They may not do everything we want, but again, I was chatting with someone this week, and I think the biggest issue that DayZ faces, mate, is the the spaghetti code behind the game. Every major thing that we want them to do or something like that has massive implications. You've only got to look at when they have done some fairly major changes to the engine behind the game and how much it breaks all the mods and all the servers. And I remember many episodes in the past, Foxy, where we've been saying they need to be working more with the modders because there was a few updates there where pretty much community servers were shut down for 24 to 48 hours while they tried to work out what was going on.
Yeah, if you look since Modern was released and the communication between the devs and modders, it's only got stronger and stronger. And right now it's been proven like you say, they've hired, from what I know, 3 modders onto the team, and that I was a bit like, I thought DayZ, I thought he was going to fizzle out, but they're hiring them for a reason. Is it DayZ 2? Who knows? Is it a new map coming? They've just got one of the best map artists out there, in my opinion.
Yep.
We all know Jacob. He does look at expansion. He was part of that team, done amazing stuff. Like, it's only going to get better. Like, you just got to be patient. They don't have I was saying about Rust, they update every month. They got a massive team. DayZ can't do that. No. They can't do that. What they've done this update, everyone's like, the content's not great. We got bags, this and the other, but it was pretty fast for them. That update, I think.
Hunter Z just sent me something. I'll quickly share it.
Oh, what animal is it now?
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Where is it? Oh shit, there it is. Yeah, sneaky boy. Oh, I love that sound of it gliding. Hey Zed, how you doing, buddy? Thank you, Zed, for coming in. You just reminded me of another topic I want to talk about with Foxy. Now, Hunter, if you're still here watching, I will let you know something about crocodiles. And this is one of those, I have so much useless information stored up in my brain, Foxy. You cannot outrun a crocodile in a straight line. They are fast at running, surprisingly fast. People don't realize it. What they actually tell you, if you're being chased by a crocodile on land, is zigzag. Because whilst they're fast in a line, they're very bad at turning. So I don't know whether you can incorporate that into it. I don't know whether you need to. I might just be being a bit autistic with my detail here. But they tell you to zigzag. Run in the zigzag because the croc can't change direction quickly, and that's how you'll get away from them. But if you were just to run in a straight line, it'll be on you before you can get away from it. Yeah. Now, the issue I wanted to bring up, and thank you, Zed, for coming into chat because you just reminded me. So right here in Australia, at the moment, everyone knows, or no, you may not know, but there's this really cool server that I play on quite often called Foxy.
DayZ Down Under?
DayZ Down Under, that's the one. And they've been running the Deer Isle mod or map for quite some time. Some would say too long. You got to mix it up and keep fresh and all the rest of it. Now, the other server I'm playing on at the moment, the main reason I'm playing on it is because I'm not a huge, if a server is just focused on PvP and base raiding, that's not really what I want. And sadly, that's how DayZ Down Under has gone a bit. But that's popular. That's what 1SK is like. That's what Rearmed is like, and all the rest of it. They all do that style of, and it's a popular style. But it's not so much for me. And I also run a Facebook page here in Australia, and I saw this server advertised for Namalsk, and I checked it out, and I saw they had a Banov server as well, and I love Banov. It's a great map, and I've joined it. Now, what we've been seeing, Foxy, and you've probably seen this yourself, mate, is there's a lot of, because the server's starting to grow in population, there's a lot of people out there who won't play a server unless it's high pop, yeah?
Yeah, I'm one of them too. I won't lie. If it's not above 40, I ain't joining it. And I never used to be that way, but now I just can't. I just don't like running around and finding nobody. I like the interactions and the characters that you come across.
And there's nothing wrong with doing that. There's nothing wrong with it. But when you come in and you start shit-talking another community, that to me is reprehensible. That is really bad. It is like it got a bit heated in the Discord of this new community I'm in, cold as fuck, yesterday, because some of the things they're saying, about it, and it's like the reason why a lot of people are leaving is because of people like this. Because if they're going to be toxic in the Discord, what their gameplay style is going to be like as well, Foxy.
Yeah, I think DayZ's better without a Discord attached to it.
Yeah.
Personally. And Discord just equals drama.
The old owner of DayZ Down Under, Spud, he actually removed it, and pretty much the Discord was only for technical sort of issues. I do personally like to have a general chat, just for people to, just chat and develop friendships and so on. But it was getting really bad, and they're coming in and they're making demands, and just some of the chat in there. And I basically said, there's an Iceland map. Okay, I need to check that out. That looks fucking awesome. Well, that sounds awesome. I don't know what it looks like, but it sounds awesome. But yeah, it really upsets me that people come in and they start making demands and all the rest of it, and they insult the admins and the owners of that server. And it's like they've got no respect for the amount of work and effort that goes into keeping a server relevant, Foxy.
Yeah, it's very difficult for server owners to keep that peace between the toxic players, because you're always going to get them and people who are just here to have fun and play DayZ. Again, like I said before, DayZ Core, I was part of that admin team, and that probably from that point is when I started to drift away from DayZ after adminning a server and seeing how, like after that I then went into modding. The same happened again. Like, I wasn't a modder, no, nothing crazy. I did little mods, I had fun, I made items, but you get burnt out over certain things because modders will say it, like they don't get the support of all the community. They make amazing mods, but a lot of people don't even know who makes a mod. They just join a server and plays it.
A lot of it comes down to that issue of people forget manners and etiquette when they're dealing on the internet. I'm guilty of that myself. But at the same time, I'm a very blunt person IRL as well. Most of the things I say online, I would argue nearly all of them, I'll say to someone's face as well. That's just who I am. But yeah, Mackie's just said in chat, call was great but very toxic. But it's really sad, and I don't even think there's a way to solve it though, because most of them just aren't aware of how reprehensible their behaviour is, or they just don't care. I
think it's more so they don't care. Like, a lot of people just don't care. Like, they would happily upset everyone. There's people.
Some
in
people
the
just want to watch the
community-
world burn.
Community now, I ain't saying no names. Everyone knows who I'm talking about, but there's people in the community who just do it for the fun of it. They like to troll. They like to be that person. And in servers, you get multiple of them.
Yep. Yeah, they go in there and you can tell they're just trying to flame people. They're just trying to get a reaction. And yeah, they're generally unhappy people for some sort of reason. Yeah. As much as I can be divisive and opinionated and all the rest of it, I think if you know me, what I truly get joy from is doing nice things for people. You know, it's why we do the Christmas show every year. Yeah, I'd love to be able to do more, but you know, I'm not. Adjective used to describe usually very negative person. That bitch of yeah, is toxic bad. Okay, so. Toxic is like a lot of words these days that get overused and they're not quite used the way that they're meant. You know, if you say something that someone doesn't like, they will say, you're toxic. No, there's a difference. Toxic is people who go out of their way to cause misery. You can say something and it's the truth, and that's not being toxic. It's a very fine line, Bad Daddy. And Sarah Moore, I did see that post and I did look at it and go, it seems like a bit of a shitty thing to do, but at the same time, what if you were just in your Discord and you said to everyone, hey guys, you know, if you had a community Discord and said, hey guys, let's just jump on this server and see if we can find bases to destroy. I don't think it is, Phil. I don't. I'm not a fan of him, as anyone who follows me on Twitter will know, but I don't think that is. If they were to do it all the time and to, you know, then it would be maybe crossing the line. But I don't know. What do you think, Foxy?
People definitely overuse it. Like, you go on... What do DayZ's post every time they post something? You get toxic people in there. Like you said, if he's doing a stream where he's just raiding people's bases, and it depends. Did he get everyone in his Discord to help him do it, or has he done it himself? Like if he was just.
No, he did it as an event. I think I saw.
He did it as an event.
Yeah, I saw that as a tweet. It was, you know, we're gonna all jump on and we're gonna go find some bases to raid. I don't have an issue with that. That's just he's getting his community together. And Phil, I've had my base raided 1 million times as well, without ever any discussion. No one said a thing to me. That's not toxic, but it could be depending on the motivation. It's a very fine line, and. You know, just because you're calling something out or you're doing something doesn't inherent. Yeah, we're starting to get into socio-politics sort of stuff here. But more back to the original point is when you're leaving a server because you're not happy with the way it's gone, you really need to look at why. Were you part of that problem? Yeah, and that comes back to my point, Phil, that the word toxic is... yeah, my son says he hates fucking hearing it these days because, you know, like Mackie said in chat there, being a man is toxic these days, just saying. It's overused. The word has lost its meaning. It still has a meaning, but so many people just forget what the real meaning of it is. You know, on Doug, we got raided weekly because we weren't liked, didn't bother us. We made a point of not leaving. Yeah, you know, and provided it's... I try to tell people when they're in a server, Foxy, you've got to add value. You've got to, you know, if you like that community, you've got to be doing something to make people want to hang around. And that could be by being the bad guys. But you've got to, you know, it's almost like there's an argument that role play servers, well managed ones, are the best servers because, you know, if you've got two factions where it becomes personal and they're abusing each other in the Discord, saying really nasty things and DMs and making videos about how we fucked over this clan and they're a bunch of cucks and all the rest of it. That's getting into toxic behavior. But when it's just a well-natured rivalry, that's great because it creates a story on the server. So yeah, honestly, Phil, it's behavior that is detrimental to a community in this aspect. What do you think, Foxy?
No, I agree. McKee's just said it then. He's that group he mentioned, that was a Russian group and everyone hated them. And in my opinion, everyone turned. They weren't that bad. They were just players not playing the game, but everyone turned toxic on them. They did bring something to the community, like you say. That it's important people do that. I feel like they did, but then everyone got toxic against them. Like there was reasons that I'm pretty sure one of them did cheat, and then after that, everyone was like about the whole group. But so when me and my mates play, we'll go on DayZ, and if we're being bandits, we'll try and make a storyline out of it. We'll try to tie people up, unk on them, break their legs, so we can tie them up, talk to them, not just kill them. Like, because what's the point? If you're going to be a bandit, have fun with it.
Here we go. Here's an example for you, Phil. So, Foxy, you and I were going to raid a base. We get in there, we raid the base, and they've got a lot of loot in there, and we take loot. We take what we want, and we leave. That's a normal raid. Now, you and I go in there, and we raid the base, and they've got a barrel, and we set up a burn barrel, and we burn every single item in that base. We tear down every single wall, and we leave a note saying, "Fuck you, get good." That's toxic.
Well, again, it depends. I'm pretty sure.
You don't know the people. You don't know the people. You don't know who they are. There's no. You just found this base and you don't know anything about it. And you've gone in there and you've literally, If there's a storyline behind it, if there's a rivalry, that's not. You might leave a trash talk note. Trash talk isn't toxic. I don't care what anyone says. Trash talk is fun. Oh, go back to the good old COD lobbies, mate. Modern Warfare. A bit of good rivalry. But no, Phil, I don't agree. Going in and doing the burn barrels, because what I want you to think about there, mate, is if you've got a good server that you like the community, what do you want? You want people to stay playing. Yeah? You want people to stay and want to come back. That's what I call it, Paris. I call it griefing. And griefing is one of the worst things in DayZ. Doing something just out of malice. For your own personal joy. Now, there are ways you could do it where it's not. Like you leave a note and you let them know, but what you've potentially done there is, like there's that picture getting around at the moment from Rust of that guy who wrote the note outside his base, Foxy. Please don't raid. I'm a working dad. I get 4 hours a week to play Rust. And it's kind of like all the dads and the grown-ups in the world are going, I can commiserate with that.
That's me when I play Rust.
Yeah. Official's kind of different. I'm talking more about community servers, because the idea of a community server is you find a community of like-minded people, and the official servers are going to stay populated regardless, because for many people, when we talked before on the show, Foxy, about how there are so many DayZ players out there who don't even know how to find community servers. They just launch in and official's the first one. What? There's a community tab? Oh, I didn't even know. So they're always going to have populations. I'm talking about when you've got a community, and some people are just actively trying to cause discontent. I call them wannabe edgelords. They think they're being funny. They're the same sort of kids who, if they had a YouTube channel, they'd be like that young lad in the UK who was making videos breaking into people's homes and stuff like that. You know the one I'm talking about, Foxy?
I think so.
Yeah, they just do stuff to get a rise. Now, I do that sometimes myself, but I like to think that my shenanigans and that are good-natured, are light-hearted. These people are like the the Farva from Super Troopers, cruel and malicious. When you're involved in a community and there's a community of people around it, you want to be doing something that makes people want to play, who make them want to stay. If all you're doing is destroying every single thing that you see, you're basically destroying the server. You're being selfish. You're only thinking about yourself. I've got my trader base at the moment. And I've set up lights on top of it, Foxy, so that, if I'm on when it turns nighttime, I run upstairs and I turn on the generator just to try to create an organic place of interest. I go around and I set up little food camps and things like that. That's my way of contributing to it. At the same time, on DayZ Down Under, I can remember the operators. They were a clan on that server, and they would kind of rotate between being the good guys and then the bad guys, depending on what the server needed. And I loved that. They were a big faction, but they for the most part understood that sometimes you don't need to always take a W. That an L can add to the storyline of a community, but it does depend on the actual community. But going in there. There is that point, Bad Daddy. If you burn their stuff, they can't retaliate as fast. But again, you need to weigh up what you're doing there, because you may just DayZ. You could be inside a base in 5-10 minutes if you've got the right amount of explosives. That person's possibly put 2-3 weeks work into building that server, if it's not an easy server where, and again, there's another element to it, Foxy. If you're playing on a server where that faction's probably, they've got banks, ATMs and all the rest of it, they probably got $1 million in there and they could rebuild like that. So that adds a different element to it.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy thing to say, this is toxic, this isn't, is it?
No. I'll always remember, I think Dunker had something to do with the server called New Dawn.
Yes, he did, yeah.
And this was like old New Dawn, before 0.63. And they had a rule in there, like if you raided somebody's base, you can't despawn items, but you can burn it all. I remember our group, we played the server for about 2 months. We got this base going, a trader base. We got raided. We got on one day. Everything was gone. It was all burnt. After that, we just left the server, found a different server, because it was a hardcore server as well. So we put a lot of time into it, and it just went but the admins had that in the rules where that's okay. I was a bit like, what the fuck? How's that okay? Like, you literally destroyed everything. Like, you can burn tents, everything, whatever you wanted to burn. It's all gone.
And Phil, what you're saying there is bang on the money. If the rules allow it, do it. Me personally, I wouldn't be playing a server that allowed it. But if I had a server Filipino-based building ground for, I don't understand what that means. If I had a server Filipino-based building ground for those meanies, got no idea what that means. And yes, they may want revenge, but how are they going to know it was you, Bad Daddy? Unless an admin tells them, or you leave a note, or you get caught in the act. If you get caught in the act, you're probably not going to be able to do it. But there's so much context to it. It's not an easy thing to say, if you do this, you are toxic. That's not always the case. There's always grey area. There's always variables. There's so many. Now, I've seen that brought up before, attrition. Doesn't despawning help the overall loot economy for the rest of the server? Yes, depending on how the files are set. Because most servers have it that the loot spawning doesn't count in storage or on the player, as I understand. Is that correct, Foxy?
Yeah, like you can have it set up many different ways.
Yeah.
I know on Core, when we had that server, we had like files and SVD limited, so they were counted in storage. So
Yep.
there would only be 5 on the server ever. And stuff like that, raiding items, there'd only be 5. It didn't count them in storage, but there'll be 5 in the world. As soon as one's picked up, another one would spawn. Like, there is ways to do it, so you can cap it and stuff like that. But most servers, I want to say, don't do it. A lot of the hardcore ones will. Normal servers don't. I don't think DayZ official does either. Like, you could have a 10 full of SVDs if you wanted.
Yeah. What I would suggest is if you do break into a base and you find that, you know, they've got 10 vehicles in the garage, and, you know, vehicles are something that are counted. You can't store a vehicle, so there's only X amount of vehicles on a server. Vehicles, I'd probably be either driving them out or destroying them, so that they get back out there. You don't want them to be able to come around. But as for the actual gear, I would maybe be taking a screenshot, and if you've got a good server with good admins and owners and that, maybe send them a screenshot and just say, hey, just so you know. They're probably going to know already. But at the end of the day, as a player, you're not really responsible for managing the economy of the server. That's up to the admins and the owners of the server. So, yeah. But if you, Mackie's just brought it up there, you may have found a server where, you know, you might be sitting there going, how the fuck have they got so many of these? You know, these are rare as fuck. Are they duping? And you could usually tell when duping's going on a server because it has weird restarts and all the rest of it. I don't want to go into it too much. But, yeah.
That's one thing that I dislike, the dismantling of the wall for nails. That grinds my gears. I like servers that don't allow that. Only if you get in a base, you can dismantle what you need to get out. Stuff like that, not stripping a base down.
And again, this is where people vary. What's toxic for one person isn't toxic for another. Me, I play on a lot of hardcore servers, so getting nails is one of the main reasons I might raid a base, so I can get the nails that they've got and use them myself for my own defense. But I understand how that would be upsetting to a person who has, you know, grinded to get all those nails and build the walls, because that's the one thing. Building a base takes forever in most cases, unless you're playing on those really easy servers. Tearing a base down doesn't take long at all, does it, Foxy?
No. Again, they can add dismantle timers, stuff like that, make it a bit longer, but if somebody wants them nails, they're always going to get them.
Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
Well, I've done it before. I've been on servers at Core. We've dismantled bases just because we want to make ours stronger. Like, why wouldn't you? If it's allowed, do it. If it's not, don't.
I believe driving a car into the ocean does ruin them now. But I do remember when you used to be able to drive them. It was great to be able to get in a car and drive all the way over to Prison Island. That was kind of the meta at the time. That was brilliant, driving underwater. But yeah. And I think that's probably the perfect point to end on it, is you may not realize what you've done, but you've got to try to understand and take into account other people's feelings as well. I'm not a very touchy-feely person, as most of you would know. But yeah, I am in certain ways. Okay, shut up. Don't give away the secrets. I'm not a nice guy. I'm a cunt. Demonetized. But yeah, if you want to be part of a good community, then you've got to do your bit to make sure that people want to stay. So if you're just being an absolute prick all the time and doing nothing but bad stuff, then you may be harming the community. So, and if one of the admins or the owners says something to you, take it on the chin. They're, for the most part, unless they're badmins, they're just trying to create a good community. And yes, you want to have a good experience yourself, but be a little bit courteous and consider the amount of time, effort, and money that goes into creating a good community and a good server. because it's really sad. You know, I've seen the downfall of Pepsi here in Australia, which is for a variety of reasons. But it's really sad when you see a long-standing community fall apart, and it often happens because of bad people in the community. And it's fucking heartbreaking, isn't it? Have you ever seen any go like that, Foxy?
Yeah, Village. That's one of them as well. That was one of the reasons why it got left behind. Like, the community became more toxic over time. People didn't want to deal with it. I think Barely Infected, he stepped away from DayZ, then it all just like slowly drifted away then. But the community played a massive part in it as well.
Yep. But no. I think we are done for this week, Foxy. Mate, it was great to finally see your face. How long have we known each other? Like we knew each other pre-podcast.
Yeah. I couldn't even tell you. It's been that long.
Yeah. But it's great to finally put a face to the voice, mate, and the name. And, yeah, many a good chat behind the scenes. And I can't thank you enough for being loyal to me as a friend. That means the fucking world to me. Even when I've been a dickhead, even when I've needed a slap around the fucking back of the head, you've still stuck by me, mate. And yeah.
Well, like I say, people are quick to be like, oh, fuck him. But you just got to give people, I don't know, not chances, but you just got to listen to every angle.
Yeah.
Every different view.
Yep.
You might not have the same views of other people, but don't just write them off.
Phil, I reckon we need to get you on for a player episode, mate, so we can have this discussion in voice chat, because I do agree with what you say. DayZ should be I don't know about always painful, but you don't want a handhold in DayZ, but at the same time, you don't want to just be an absolute prick to everyone and everything. Jonathan Harris, how you doing, buddy? We shared your channel last week, mate. You need to do some more cinematics. You need to get in contact with Matty Ice from Bitterroot and do a beautiful one for him. Find some sort of redneck music to play to the beautiful background of Montana. Have you played Bitterroot yet, Foxy?
No, so I'm very behind. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I need to start playing new maps. I've only played Namalsk, Derail, Chernos, Livonia, Takistan. That's it.
Bitterroot has another play test. I think it's August 10th, off the top of my head. Jump on it, mate. It is looking sweet. Hakashima Island as well is another one that's exciting me at the moment. I can't wait to see those two. It's just, mate, DayZ, the ultimate zombie game. It just won't die. Just keeps on coming back. There's always something new, like crocodiles, like we watched before, and yeah, I'm quite excited. But yeah,
I'm excited what's to come and what the devs got up the sleeve. Like I say, they wouldn't be hiring people.
Actually, we will talk about that. The dev stream. I can't believe I didn't add this to the agenda. I've had a pretty busy week. For those who don't know, one of my dogs, we found a small lump on his thigh. And we were monitoring it, and it didn't go away, so we took him to the vet, and they said it was, I think they call it a mast cell tumor, which is potentially cancer, potentially benign, but we had to get it cut out. So $2,500 later, he had the operation on Friday. That's probably about £1,400, I think, in your money, mate. I think, what is it, 65 cents to the Aussie dollar, or 65p to the Aussie dollar at the moment. But yeah, so he's at home now. I've got to go out and check on him soon, make sure he's not worried. He's got a cone on and all the rest of it. But so I've been a bit scatterbrained, a bit more than usual with monitoring him. But yeah, so I did stay up and watch the dev stream. Did you?
I didn't, but I watched Wobo's videos on it.
What do you think of it?
I think it's good. Like, they're adding, people have been asking for more civilian clothing. We got some Like, I just feel like they could add more at a time to keep people happy, if that makes sense. Like, obviously, we got loads of backpacks already. Like, just drop a couple in, some new jeans, jackets, whatever it is. I think they should have mixed it up a bit more. But I think
if they were
it's
going
good.
to do civilian backpacks, I see where you're coming from. They could have added some more civilian-oriented, maybe a couple of more civilian-ish weapons, maybe some civilian-ish clothing. I'll say it again. Why aren't they reaching out to someone like Windstride and saying, mate, can we buy some of your models and so we can add them to the base game? The Shemag. I would love for the Shemag to be in the vanilla files. It's one of the OG items. The bandit skin was a Shemag.
Yeah, I must admit, every server I play, it's got Windstride's clothing. I think that's got to be the number one mod for clothing on servers, I would have thought.
Devstream was horrible. Make no mistake, fanny packs are cool, but please no more clothing. It was funny watching Sumrak. He's literally the meme of a DayZ modder, isn't he, Foxy? They spend all their time playing with code and all the rest of it, and most of them barely play the game.
Yeah, it makes me laugh every time I do watch him.
Yeah. But, yeah, he is a DayZ player through and through, just in his own unique way. I don't know. I don't think there's enough clothing. I'll be honest. I want more diversity. I want to be able to mix and match. I hate the fact that if I want to have high storage, I've got to pretty much dress like Johnny Rambo. It's either hunter gear, and even the pants are only 24 slot, and it's combat pants where you get 30 slot. There's no civilian equivalent. I want more diversity. I want more options, and not just looking like I want to be Rambo, Foxy.
Yeah, another one is the clothing now it just looks tired and outdated, if that makes sense. Like, even if they just redid the textures of some of the clothing, I think that would spice it up a bit.
I'd love more female clothing. Why not? Yeah, there needs to. Girls wear most men's clothes than that, but maybe some more blouses and skirts and stuff like that. Not just the nurse's dress and the denim mini skirt, and I think there's the polka dot dress, and that's about it in the way of female clothes, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure there's some female clothes in the files that aren't spawning at the minute. I'm sure there's like ballerina shoes and stuff like that.
Yeah. But no, I would love to see more. But the big thing that we have to talk about was what they talked about with the mechanics, the launcher update. Oh my God. Thank you, Sumrak. Thank you, DayZ. Thank you, BI. That speed of the servers loading was mind-blowing. I hate having to search for a server and knowing now it's going to be so fast, because if someone just tells you the name of a server and doesn't give you the direct IP. But the other big one was it checking your mods before you launch.
Yeah, you were saying before about people don't know how to find community servers. I think now a lot more people will, because they'll see the tab, click on it, and servers will load rather than having to wait half an hour.
The update back to showing the actual player numbers, I agree. I think I said at the time I didn't mind the idea, but still showing low, medium, high, and full, it still had the same effect. All it did was just muddy it. You still knew if it was low pop or medium or high pop. So why not just show the actual player numbers? Most decent communities have a mod or a bot in the Discord that shows the actual player numbers. And even on the launcher right now, you can check it just by right-clicking to get the server info. And it would tell you the exact player count at that time. So it was still there. They just obscured it, but not actually made it impossible to find. I'm glad they went back to it. You?
Yeah, I've always, well, since the launcher has been taking so long, I've always used Magic Launcher, Jad's one.
Yep.
Obviously, that shows how many people are in a server. It's just handy. Like I say, normally I'll hop on 40 plus people. I'll join that server. It's like you said, low, medium, high. You're not going to join a low server unless you enjoy that. Like I was always looking for high pop servers.
Oh, God. I keep typing into the search emoji line when I'm trying to send a message in chat. But yeah, I was just saying goodbye to Paris. But yeah, okay. I would love to see a camera as well. To be honest, I've had a few thoughts at times, Foxy, of maybe we get someone to make up a 87.8 mod, and it could have a camera as part of it, so people could go around and do interviews of people in game and stuff like that, and send us the footage, and we could showcase it on the show or something. But that's just a stupid idea I have in my head. But yeah,
Cool.
yeah. But
even
guys,
like is it a Polaroid camera? One of them, so you could have like the pitch. You take a
that'd be
picture in
cool.
game.
Yeah, that it basically just does a screenshot.
Yeah.
That would be. I like that idea. That's got merit. There you go. There's something to work on, modders. But mate, I think we are done for the week. It was an okay update. Not the meatiest. I'm holding out that they're going to blow our minds away at Christmas. 10-year anniversary.
Make Northwest feel great again.
Back in 1 sec. I will be back. I just got to go to the toilet. I'm an old guy and I've got a small bladder. Keep them entertained, Foxy.
Yeah, well. Can you still hear me? Right. Who's got a bingo card? How do we make everyone win that? Devin Nash, Florida, CMB Torture, Somalia, interrupt guest. No sound. Let me mute. Everyone can win. Phil, if you're still there, what type of server do you play? Like you said, I wasn't very encouraged about DayZ. I just lost a lot of passion for it, as I said before, because of servers, running servers and stuff like that, and I can't seem to get the passion back.
This will be the most epic piss of all time. Phil, I agree.
Oh, yeah.
We need to bring back torture. I hated when they removed the fact that you couldn't pour bleach down someone, because again, we're coming back to that thing, but if it's done right, it's not toxic. It's just funny. So one of my best memories was I think it was the Jensen Novo server, and I got caught by some guys on the outskirts of Novo, so not in the safe zone, and they tortured me, and they fed me the fucking rotten kiwi, and they fed me disinfectant, and holy shitballs, ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing entertainment pleasure, the one, the only lad.
Look at them nostrils. Ooh.
The classic lad shot.
You fucking know it, boy.
That's actually a really well-trimmed nose. There's no nose hairs.
Stop looking at my fucking nose, boy. That's kind of fucking weird. Hello. I had a few minutes, so I thought I'd pop in and say hello before the episode
Mate,
closed.
you're looking good. Have you lost weight?
Have a fuck. I'm like, I'm sitting here drinking a can of Monster and eating caramel nibbles, so definitely not.
No, you have, mate. You have in your face. Your face is lean, bro. Oh, yeah.
Naughty boy.
Oh, yeah. I'd fuck you.
No, like I said, I just thought I had a couple of minutes. I just got on my PC, spent some time.
Okay, so we'll quickly come back to it, because you brought the conversation up in Discord. Uncon status.
I'm going back. I don't really have that much to put in on that, to be honest. Like fucking, don't bring back the defib. It's pointless at this point in time. There's a lot of cut content that should just not be introduced. I think I mentioned that in the chat as well. What do you want to know about uncon times? Like what specifically? Like being reverted back to like what alpha was, where you'd be uncon for ages?
Potentially. Because at the moment, is this Psy Syndicate there?
Arthur Lewis here.
But yeah, no, it's just, I don't know. I do think it needs a rework, because at the moment it's pretty much dead, uncon for 10 seconds, or alive.
That's shit. It's shit. Absolutely fucking shit. But I understand why they've done it that way. I really do. But I hope they fucking buff it, nerf it. I don't know how you would say it, but yeah, I hope they do something with that. Like,
I want it to be variable. I want it to be variable because, and it used to be variable. That was the beauty of it. You never knew if you were down for 10 to fucking 15 minutes or back up again in 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah, I remember, wasn't there like a bug back in alpha where you would be like uncon indefinitely?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
That was the worst
part.
That was the worst part because you didn't
that's probably,
know.
Yeah, it was like, that's probably one of the other reasons why they've done it the way they are. Like, you know for a fact you're definitely an uncon. You know for a fact you're definitely going to wake up soon. Just imagine you're waiting there on your Todd, just sitting there for 5 minutes, just like, I don't think I'm going to wake up, lad. And you might as well just fucking respawn at that point. You would have been kitted up by then.
But there was weird things that used to happen back then as well. Like I think it was Anthony Kongpan. Get your bingo cards ready, folks. In Survivor games, I think it was like Survivor games 3 or 4, and he went uncon, or it might have been Sacriel. I'm not sure. I think it was Anthony Kongpan though, and he was uncon for a long, long time. And because it was Survivor games, he didn't log out. He was just uncon. The server crashed, and when it came back up again, he was alive, naked, but still in the playing field. It was just a weird bug associated with his uncon status. And he went on to eliminate someone else. I think he found a truck and drove that in and ran someone over. I can't remember exactly, but there was a bit of controversy around it because the uncon was as good as it was, those memorable moments of 10, 20 minutes and you wake up and there's old mate who wiped your squad and he's looting everyone, didn't realise you weren't dead, and you take him out. It was frustrating because you never knew if you had that horrible bug.
Well, that's it. That's one of the things with all of that. It's like, it's I would just say there's a lot of stuff in alpha that we had that was good for the time, but just would not fly nowadays. It just wouldn't it's as much as we all joke on in the podcast and the community. It's like, oh, bring back alpha, bring back class, bring back all this other shit. Sometimes some of that stuff, just leave it the fuck alone. Just leave it alone. Like defibs, the old vials, the syringes, stuff like that. Just leave it alone. There's no place for it in the game now, unless obviously they make changes to the features where they would be viable. But these days, nah.
The defib, I agree, is a waste of inventory space at the moment. With the mechanic as it is, it does nothing other than what an EpiPen can do. If they were to add in a mechanic like we talked about, Foxy, where if someone is really badly injured and you've got that 2 minute, so I know I think it's in Rust or maybe I've seen games where you are bleeding out. And if you don't get help. Now, obviously, we don't want that in DayZ because that's leaning towards hand-holding. But if it's a mechanic in there...
Fuck hand-holding.
Where that that person is, potentially they've only got 2 minutes for you to finish this firefight, or because you can't even pick someone up and drag them to cover in DayZ, which is another thing that makes it hard. I'm glad you jumped in, lad, because you've added some thought. Foxy and I, we kind of covered it a bit before, but you've got my grey matter thinking a bit more.
I usually do, Boydie. I usually fucking do. But by the way, Foxy, I don't know if you saw it in chat, but you are definitely living up to your name, Sonny Jim. Like, oh, yes.
No.
It is nice to see you both doing well. It's so like Foxy, is that it? You're back now? You co-host now, or what's the crack?
No. He's just on as a guest. He's still behind the scenes.
Right. Okay. Fuck off.
I wanted to get Foxy on in a future episode, but we did have Bar Down Beef scheduled for this week, but he had work come up. So I said to Foxy, "Are you available this week?" And he said, "Yeah, I can be." So he finished work, raced home, ignored the missus and the kids, and jumped straight in to talk to me.
Well, fuck off and go on the fucking podcast.
He's got his priorities sorted. He's got his...
I've worked since 9 this morning. Got home, literally sat down, headset on.
Bruh, you need a cuppa and a beer and a whiskey.
I don't drink either.
Bruh, I am.
But yeah.
No, but yeah, like I said, I had a couple of minutes, so I just thought I'll pop in and surprise everybody, because I know, like, you asked us if I could come on the episode this week, and I genuinely couldn't, but I finished off things a bit quicker, so I thought...
Almost for you, that, isn't it?
Hey, I want to ask a question. Have you guys been to see Barbie?
No.
Nah, fuck that. Well, I want to, but not yet. Maybe next week.
It's good. It's good. Don't let any of the fucking haters tell you it's woke bullshit and all the rest of it. It was brilliant. I loved it.
I've never seen anybody talk about it being woke. If anything, people said it's a really fun movie.
It is.
And Oppenheimer is it's got a 15-minute sex scene apparently, or some shit. I don't know if that's a joke, but fuck it, I'm gonna go see it. Not because of that, by the way. Don't fucking make that into a show. I swear to God. Oh, there's a sex scene. Lad's gonna watch it. Like, that's a bit fucking weird. Yeah, that's totally the reason why. No, but yeah. But I think I'll probably end up seeing both films. I need something to fucking do. I need to get out.
Yeah, I need to see Oppenheimer as well. Looks quite interesting. But the latest update, Shuey, we talked about it just before. It wasn't a big one, but the launcher mechanics in particular were so fucking... That, to me, was the meat of this update.
All I'm going to say about the launcher update is hopefully this fucking destroys DZSA. Fuck that launcher. Hopefully it just gets rid of it. Because the main issue a lot of people had is it would take ages to load a server. You'd have, and obviously the issues that you'd have before with, like, you know, you'd be in like a queue for like an hour getting a server. PBO's out of date. Now, obviously that's all changed. Like, why do we need DZSA now?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Like, there's literally no point now. They've finally made all the changes necessary to fix the launcher, to make it as best as it possibly can be, and they've done it. What more do you need now? Like, what more can you do with the launcher right now? Like, I tried it. I don't know if you guys have, but I tried it out on experimental, like, on the day, and I was like, holy shit, I wanted so many servers. It took a couple of attempts for the official ones, mind you. I think like 2 tries, and then it loaded them all, and then that was it. Golden.
Yeah, I did official when they launched the experimental on it. I got in straight away.
Someone should actually... Sorry to interrupt. Some when I can fucking speak, somebody should actually make a comparison video in preps for the next stable update. 121 launcher, 122 launcher. How long it would take to launch up the same, like the same, not the same server obviously, but like how long it would take to get into a server for official, and how long it would take the same thing for community. And
I'll send Skullspeeder a message. I reckon he could do that.
Yeah, he'll be sound for that. Like, yeah. Get the views, Scale Speeder. You need it. get the views.
Yeah, like he needs views.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I like what this guy's saying. Phil Coffey. I'd love to hear this recent guest's opinions of previous topic discussions. If only you knew.
Yeah, no.
I need some more whatever lads on.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but actually, I've been quite upset lately, mate. They haven't been selling iron brew at my local Coles. I haven't had an iron brew in probably 4 or 5 months.
Skill issue. Get over it.
Makes me sad.
There's actually apparently there's a shortage of it, but I don't know. I haven't been drinking it. In fact, this is probably like I've been drinking a bit of Monster lately, which is naughty, but I've been drinking a lot of water. So
good boy. But no, mate, I swear you look like you've lost weight. Your face looks a bit more angular and lean. So it's a good look, bro. It's a good look.
Got the fucking razor. I got no razor, absolutely no whatsoever. But I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
It certainly doesn't feel like I'm fucking losing weight. Holy shit. I mean, I leaned back in this fucking, right, you see this, well, you can't see it right now.
Get yourself a secret lab chair, boy.
I do not have the fucking money to spend 500 fucking quid on a chair.
It should not be 500 quid. It should not be
500 quid.
For a secret lab.
It's worth it, though.
I have to pull up my Twitter, but somebody said, let's see if I can just go through. Who was it? Not Secret Labs. No. Let's see. Who was it? Was it All Correct? Yeah, All Correct said, I love my Herman Miller Logitech embody chair. So I was like, okay, I'll check that out.
No,
1,500 quid.
That's the Herman Miller. They're like next level.
Yeah, and I checked the Secret Labs, and I'm like, I'm not fucking paying that price, like. I'm not fucking doing that, like. You can fuck race off some.
Wait, like Mr. Ray just said, wait for him to go on sale. Like, this chair is coming on 2 years old, and I'm in it so much. And just look at the quality of the leather still.
Don't get us wrong, it looks good. Absolutely. But I'm not fucking... What the hell is that? What the fuck is that? Oh, yeah, no, right, okay, so just a little bit of context. I'm going to share my screen. This is what Foxy has sent me. This is going to be the chair I'm going to buy. So, yeah, so this is a Sasuke 10 Series Royal Queen 6D AI Ultimate Massage Chair. So what I need you to do, guys, is you need to subscribe to my OnlyFans. I don't actually have one for the newcomers. But yeah, dude, like, that's just ridiculous. Not a fucking chance. My budget is in between like 100 and 120 because like I've got stuff going on and I might not be here in this house, but we'll see. And I quite don't want to be spending that much money on a chair when I could be using it for something else.
Is DayZ Dev confirmed?
No, absolutely fucking not. I've tried before. They've said no. I know what happens. I know how it goes. So, but yeah, it would be nice though, but it's not going to happen. And if it did, if I ever got a job there, I wouldn't even tell you guys. Not a chance. You'd find out when they do a stream, and it's like, now introducing this junior artist to come on to tell us what their process is. It's just my face going.
Were you in the Discord chat when Jacob Mango was telling me?
Yeah. When he showed you the fucking office.
We were in a private chat, and not a private chat. I think it was just in the podcast hangout channel, which we do go in from time to time. And he tells me, "Yeah, I'm working at Bohemia," and I'm like, "Yeah, fuck off." And he sends me this photo, and I'm like, I was super skeptical, and I'm going, "Mate, I know what you fucking little bloody young fellas can do with Photoshop. I ain't gonna believe shit. Live video, or I ain't fucking believing it." So he did. He live videoed. He was staying in a hotel across the road from the DayZ Dev office, and I'm like, I had no fucking idea. He literally but he was smart about it. He didn't tell anyone because he wanted to wait until he finished probation and made sure that he was happy, moving from fucking Australia all the way to the Czech Republic, which is a big culture shock for anyone. But yeah, that was the way to do it, And DOJ was a bit the same. Mario was the same. Kept it really quiet.
A lot of people keep it on the down low at first, which is the best thing to do. I mean, as you can see from my usual blariness, I'm still in the shithole that I'm in, England. so no special announcement there. But yeah, no, it's people do like to keep it on the down low. But if I ever got a job there, you'd sharp find out because I'd be on a stream with him, bullying Sumrak because he's shit at DayZ. Yeah,
we did talk about how bad he's literally the meme of a dev / modder who they spend all their time playing with code and very little time actually getting to play the game. Because the minute they fire it up, they go, oh shit, that's not working, or that doesn't look right. So they jump back out to fix it again. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. He's a good lad, though.
He is. Yeah, one of the greatest things I've been able to be involved in was getting him the proper desktop PC. A bunch of people helped crowdfund because yes, he's the lead dev and all the rest of it, but like everyone, he's got bills and all the rest of it, and he didn't have the spare cash to. He made Namalsk on a fucking laptop. That's fucking insane.
Best as fuck.
Very.
Actually, that's what I want to quickly ask you, because I've not, obviously I haven't really watched this episode because I haven't been at my PC. In the title, Namalsk has a big problem. Well, Boydie, Namalsk is perfect. You're fucking wrong.
Okay. So, Phil, we're gonna get a good opinion on this. We talked about it, and we kind of resolved it, and it comes back to the whole hand-holding issue of DayZ. But I saw a comment in this community server I'm playing on their Namalsk server. They call it Cold as Fuck. And a bloke asked in there a legit question. He goes, so how do you find out about the stuff with Namalsk about getting to Lantia? He knew about that, and he said, I don't want to have to go to websites or watch videos or stuff like that. Can you find out anyway in game about how to make the suit, what you need to do? And pretty much the overwhelming reply was, unless you meet someone who's done it, no. You would have to be
that's not right.
Extremely lucky to work out what you need to do, all the different, what each part does and all the rest of it, to be able to get all the way to Lantia.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think it tells you pretty decently. Like, obviously there's the notes in the normal Namalsk map, survival mod, whatever, that details the story of all the different characters in Namalsk. Obviously, there's a point of locations, you find a map or whatever, and it shows like a few bits and bobs. Plus, there's also the fact that Lantia is literally right in the bottom right corner of the map, and you can see it. That also helps. But there's hints all around, and you'll find items, and you'll not know what to do with them. Key cards, for example. The I want to say reels, but I can't think of the correct term for them. And other like blueprints, like the disc, whatever else, you'll soon start to figure out exactly how things go. And you'll always go to like A1 research and that, and you'll find notes there. You go to A2 and there'll be a chance where it's like the anomaly's going off, the storm's going off, things are kicking off in A2, so you're like, shit, I'm going there. And with notes, it kind of already hints like you kind of need to go to there. I'm pretty sure one of the notes, it says that like A3 is blocked off because they blew up the underground caverns or some shit like that. I'm pretty sure the notes mention that. So you can kind of deduce how to get to A3 there. I mean, how I activate A2 and like A1 becomes this gas zone because A3 is like full of it. Like it's all split apart, like it's all fucked up, to put it bluntly. And to get the suit, to be fair, I still haven't done it. To be fair, not because I don't know how, it's because the whole process to get from like spawn point in Vorkuta down to A1, A2 to A3 to Phoenix to Scat 12, then to Lantia, it's a long process for a single player to do. But for a group, most fucking fun you could probably do, and that's right, Lemons, the filament spools, thank you. But it's the most fun thing you can do, and if you haven't done it, what the fuck are you doing? Do it. Do it, it is fun. There's a reason why Namalsk is like my most favourite thing. Great.
So, in the notes that you find in game, does it actually say about is it Lantia or whatever it is? Does it actually give you clues to do that?
No, it absolutely gives you clues to Lantia because they send out a crew into Lantia. And I think, if I remember rightly, the notes also conclude that when the missile was launched in A1, the Lantians saw that as a threat. And they caused the infection across the world.
Right. Okay. See, I've not
think-
played Namalsk since.
Yeah, since it's concluded, since the whole story's finished.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I could be wrong on that. In all fairness, I'm not going to tap myself as like a Namalsk professional, but I think that's what it kind of alludes to, and one of the notes even details about the main guy Adam, who eventually makes a suit, mentions that Phoenix gets compromised by the NAC. And how he has to constantly fix up the pipes so it doesn't leak gas everywhere, so you can actually get onto the Phoenix oil rig and make the suit. And he mentions the suit, and he mentions that's how he gets into Atlantia. So there's a whole process. There's a whole process there that you can use. But again, it all comes down to the player. Like, Namalsk is great in that sense where getting to Atlantia is not a necessity. You don't have to go there. If you want, you can just stay on the mainland, just stick to Vorkuta, stick to A1 research and A2, and you're golden. That's no problem at all. But if you want to go the extra mile to go to Atlantia, boosh, get a group, go for it. Fuck me, it's been a while.
Co-host.
Yeah, so sorry, Foxy. I know you want to fuck off and get something to eat, probably, but no, I'm keeping you here, boy.
Oh, I'm chilling, mate. You might find me like this in a bit.
Oh, bless your heart, mate.
I'm glad you were able to come in because I did admit that I've never done Lantia. I don't even think I've made it to A3. I don't even know if I've made it to A2. It's been so long since I've bothered to even activate the event and do it. But I did admit that I probably need to spend some time researching it a bit, because I was going based off of feedback in the Discord, and pretty much everyone there was saying no, it'd be, and most of the people in chat here said as well that it'd be near impossible. The probability of you working it out, it's going to take you a long time unless you bump into people who give you hints and tips, and that there's not much available in the game to.
Nah, heck, I mean, in some of the buildings, there's even coordinates. There's coordinates for like key locations that you can visit. And on the mainland, Tara Island, and the beaches there and around there, you should still find the life rafts, and they spawn either the filaments or the MO disc. So you can kind of deduce from that, like, that these need to be used somewhere.
I didn't even know there was an MO disc. I knew about the filament, but what's an MO disc?
None of
you need the disc. You need the disc in order to that like that has the blueprints of the suit, and you need that to obviously make it.
What about as a solo?
I said,
what about as a solo?
I'm not being funny, but if you do it as a solo, you are fucking insane, and you have my respect. Because you make that suit, you have to take all your clothes off. You have to leave everything behind, and you can only wear the suit. So doing that is like crazy. Like doing all of that effort and work, survive, and get into that suit and be able to power everything. Because you'd probably have to do repeated trips to A3 to get all the necessary stuff for the suit. It's mental. It's absolutely fucking mental. And you can't put the suit down anywhere. You can't put it in like storage, I don't believe.
Like, I'll be honest, I don't even know what the suit does. I don't know. I just know there's a suit, but I don't know what it does.
The suit... Okay, so... I love Namalsk. So the suit, it allows you to be pressurized in Lantia, so the pressure of the planet doesn't kill you. You also have oxygen on there, so you can breathe. Obviously, again, if you pressurize, it's got NVG capability. It's like the whole body is like got the similar protection of a bulletproof vest, so you're pretty much golden there. And it's like the only way to survive the full 7 to 8 minutes that you can be if you've got like all the necessary parts to be in Lantia. Because when you go there, and this is a neat little thing. Sorry, I love Namalsk. The neat little thing with Namalsk, you activate A3, and if you've got the suit and you've got all the necessary parts to last the full time, the Atlantean track that Bubson played times perfectly with the entire event. And if you don't get back through the portal in time and the song finishes, you're dead. You're dead. Straight up, you're dead. The song lasts for about just over 7 minutes, so you have 7 minutes to be in Lantia. To get all the stuff, to get everything like that you need, all the guns, all the equipment, the special injections and whatever else. Once you've got that, you get out. Straight up.
GR saying in chat it would take thousands of hours of trial and error to do it organically, I think.
Nah.
That's without knowing. That's someone who does not know what anything does. So that's basically who's got no knowledge of Namalsk. What do you
not
honestly
thousands,
think?
But maybe hundreds. Hundreds of hours, more than likely, but not thousands. Not thousands, absolutely not. Like, buddy, how many hours do you have right now?
In DayZ, okay, so in this account, I've got, where is it? 11,207.
Okay, so you've got enough to absolutely destroy an entire server. Okay, great. Foxy, what about yourself?
Let me check on this account.
Mate, 11,207, and probably fucking 11,000 of those hours have been of me dying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair.
5,433 hours.
Right, okay. And on mine, I've got fucking hell, Jesus. I didn't even realize 5,155.7 hours. And bearing in mind, like, I went through Namalsk from when it was first introduced to standalone to, like, obviously the end point. And we had to do it dynamically. We had to do it organically. Like, we had to figure it out ourselves. Like, there was no hand-holding. Only thing that we were told in the patch notes and, like, stuff that was introduced in the game is the notes, and we had to do it. So if we can do it within hundreds of hours, anybody else can do it. It's not that hard. It really is not that hard. So, Namalsk, I'll agree with Phil here. Namalsk is the perfect map.
I agree.
For DayZ.
Namalsk is my title. Okay, it is a bit clickbaity. I will admit that.
Yeah, it is. What happened to you?
But it is perfect in the aspect of it's something so different. It was groundbreaking at its time. The event, the work with what's his name, Inclement Dab, to create the event and all the rest of it, the orb, and the music
and everyone else. Yeah,
it was just absolutely insane, and it is the perfect non-base PvP interaction focused map.
Oh yeah,
because it's just the right size. You've got people flocking to these locations, and it's all purely organic. It's not a forced thing. It's not like a game of PUBG with a ring that's forcing you together. It's a case of, if you want to go to Lantia, if you want to go to these, you can go and do it. If you don't, you can just be a boidy cock and ball torture weirdo who just likes to live off the land and all that sort of shit. It's up to you what you do. You could be an Uncle Ray and just terrorize fucking Vorkuta. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And then the piece de resistance, the beautiful thing about the Namalsk that I love the most is the temperature. It forces people, and this is one thing that I do like that it forces interaction, because when you're a freshie and you run and you see there's a fire going, you're running up there. You're running up there, and quite often you get to meet the most interesting people and then go off and have an adventure with complete strangers, which no other map really does. You know, you spawn in on Namalsk, you're dying straight away. And if you don't get that fire going, you're dead. You'll die within 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're fucked. It's great.
Teamwork is essential. Teamwork is essential. Not mandatory, but it's fucking hard without it. You've got to be a top tier survivor.
Or just a mad G like me, who likes his Cadbury's nibbles.
I'm sad. I saw Lemons in chat there, and I told him to jump in, but he didn't jump in.
There's what it is.
But yeah, lad, so fucking good having you poke your head in, mate. We still have that fucking awesome chemistry, my man.
You know what that means?
You know, boy.
Touch tips. Touch tips. Touch tips. Whoa. Across the world tip touch there.
No, that's a good tip.
Yeah, it's a very good tip. Nice and cheesy.
Foxy, come on, touch tips. Where the fuck are you? Come on.
Yeah, let's do a three-way.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Wacka, 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 wacka. Lightsaber battles. Lightsaber battles. But yeah.
No, listen,
Right.
listen. No.
I've been away for too long.
But yeah, guys, thank you all so much. You popping in at the end here has been awesome, lad. Hang around, we'll have a bit of a chat after the show and all the rest of it. But yeah, guys and girls, thank you all so much. Individual shout outs. Foxy, what would you like to shout out, mate?
Lad. All the mod Legion to be. Everyone go check it out. Lads Lighting Mod Overhaul. Winter Namalsk server. Is that still going? Yeah.
Yeah, Namalsk Venture's still going on. Yeah,
Great server.
We took a break from development for now, but we're going to be kickstarting stuff up again very soon. We just post our first dev blog recently in our Discord. So stuff is still very much work in progress. We're introducing a community goal system. So everybody in the server has a chance to contribute to a major goal to change how the server will function. Introduce new features, get rid of features, unlock locations, remove locations. It all comes down to the player.
I just said it in chat.
Shit.
I just said it in chat. Phil, I want to thank you for your input. I know you went hard on poor old Foxy. After the guy just worked a fucking 12-hour shift probably in a kitchen or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't mind it. I don't think you were rude. I just think you were direct and blunt, and I don't mind that personally. But that's one of the things we've always encouraged, isn't it, lad? We like differing opinions here because it encourages people to have a think about something, to just, challenge the views. I came in here with a preconceived idea about Namalsk, and you guys made me realise something I hadn't thought about, and then Lad comes in and basically totally destroyed what I thought. So I'm going to have to change the episode to how a 5,000-hour Namalsk veteran destroyed Boydie's stupid, dumb opinion. So yeah,
shit, I don't have my sunglasses. I can't wear them.
No, Phil, it's what we do, mate. A lot of people don't get it. That we allow people with contradictory opinions, even harsh opinions. But I personally like it as long as it's respectful. That's all that we ask for around here, isn't it, Foxy? Just be respectful. Yeah. But if you want to disagree, the classic upside down sunnies. But yeah, that's what we like, mate. Otherwise, it's just a big circle jerk of people standing around singing Kumbaya, and that's boring. We want to have our thoughts challenged, our ideas probed, and all the rest of it. I do love a good probing, as Foxy and Lad can tell you. But yeah,
what I'll do just for Phil is one day when I've not been at work, I'll hop back on the podcast when I'm not a zombie. I've literally been sitting like this, spinning in my chair, keeping myself awake.
This is the testament.
I'm about to go play Rust for 4 hours as well.
This is the testament to how much of a Chad Foxy is. He knew I didn't have a guest this week, and he stepped up even though he had a full day at work. So my man.
And remember, everyone, be nice to the devs.
Yes.
Just be nice.
Yes.
Just be nice.
They're good people. If not, Lad will fucking hunt you down and kill you. Like he did to the devs in a dev stream.
Look, that was once. Look, it was once. All right, I killed Tim once, and it wasn't on stream. It was by an accident. It was the only person I saw and killed, and it was a genuine misclick.
You're toxic.
The only person he's seen and killed in DayZ, to be fair, but yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Lad, anything you would like to shout out, mate?
I'm not going to lie, I have been so out of the community for quite some time. I've got no idea what's been going on. So I'll just shout me out. The community.
There we go.
The community.
There we go.
Yeah, I like I said, I've been out of the loop for quite some time. It's been nice, to be perfectly honest. It's been really nice. Got to take some time away, just do me thing, which I usually like doing. Make shit, break shit, cry about shit. There you go. So, sorry.
My shout out is going to be the dev team. They've copped a lot of shit since the dev stream, and it's unwarranted. Guys, get a grip. There's nothing wrong with being critical. We've always been critical here. Lad himself has been quite critical of some of the stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you've got to be respectful. And anyone who says that they don't love this game, you don't know what you're fucking talking about, because they do. All of them fucking love this game. And like we said before, Foxy, the fact that they've hired 3 modders that I could think of off the top of my head in the last year or so says how much they're devoted to this game and the community. What's going to happen with the future? Who knows? DayZ 2 or whatever. But yeah, great episode this week, lad. So fucking good seeing you on, bro.
It was only a good episode because I came in, obviously.
It was. It
Probably
was.
true, mate.
It was.
No, shut up.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much. We will see you same time next week. Let me just quickly check. I did not do all of my admin. Like I said before, I've been tied up thinking about my little doggy. Guest list states.
Okay.
We have got Hunter Z is on next week, and hopefully we will be able to release, thanks to your generous support, folks. With your donations, your gift subs and all the rest of it, we have been able to do something to assist Hunter Z, and we've incorporated Windstride into it, so that gives you a bit of a hint as to what may be coming. But I don't think you're going to quite expect what we've coming, and it was not my idea. This is something that Hunter wanted.
It's not fucking another April Fool's, is it? For
No,
fuck's
it's
sake?
not another April Fool's. I don't think I'll ever do an April Fool's again after the backlash from the last one. But again, some people just like to fucking be butthurt. But yeah.
Dog.
Oh.
Look at that pupper boy.
Oh.
Look at that boy.
Name?
Cute dog.
Chase.
Nice.
I wanna hold it.
I want to hold your dog. I want to hold your dog.
The dog's like, why did you wake me up?
Why, Father? Why would you do this to me?
But yeah, thank you all so much, everyone. We will see you all next week. Same time, same channel. Bye-bye.
Bye.